Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the next episode of Brawl News, your favorite spot to get all your details of Brawl Stars things and happenings outside of the actual game itself. Most of the information comes from Twitter and speculation within the community. Now, today's episode is going to be, yes, Brawl News, as well as a little bit of speculation on my part for the next update, when it's going to come, as well as what might be in that update. So guys, hopefully you're all excited. Let's get straight away into it. Here we go. As you all know, it's starting to get towards the later end of April, so we can start to expect maybe a Brawl Talk coming around the horizon in the next upcoming couple weeks. Now, I have been seeing, as of recently, a lot of people over on Twitter asking Frank, as well as other Brawl Stars dev team members, is the Brawl Talk coming out in April? Maybe it's because they got a little antsy with the Pam remodel that just came out as of recently, as well as they're really looking forward to this update that we already know is coming. But it is indeed confirmed coming out in May, and believe it or not, after some really interesting findings on a specific map in Brawl Stars, we may have confirmation of the exact date of when the Brawl Talk is going to be released in May. So let's get into it. So I'm over here on Benny Boy's Twitter page, and we need to give credit to ML Blaze for finding this actually in game. I just decided to use on Twitter because I'm already here, and the discussion in the comments is really interesting. So as you can see in the picture down below, we have two pigeons on a specific map in Brawl Stars, as well as right below them a few different numbers. Very discrete numbers, hard to see if you don't zoom in all the way. Definitely won't see it while you're just playing in game. I'm sure they put the pigeons there so we would zoom in on that and then notice this. And we all know this by now, that the Brawl Stars dev team and Supercell in general is known for putting in little Easter eggs, hidden messages in specific spots in their content, whether it be like a Twitter photo or anything like that. And I find that incredibly fun. Props to Brawl Stars and Supercell in general for doing that. But there's a few different ways we can depict this. So there's a 5 and a 3, and I think there's a reason why they're not right next to each other. They're on top of each other. The 5 representing the month of May, 05, as well as the 3 right below it, meaning the day. So 5-3, May 3rd. Now there are a few other speculations in the comments down below. So as you can see, one of the comments of this post, and of course this is speculation, but I found it incredibly compelling trying to piece together what this message could mean in different angles. So Frost explains there are 3 different options. Number 1, Brawl Talk will be the 8th of May because of the lines. Number 2, Brawl Talk will fall on May 28th because of the 2 birds and 8 lines. And number 3, Brawl Talk will be on the 3rd of May because of the 5 lines for May and 3 lines for the day. So of course, I'm going to be going with what I thought of right away, as well as what I mentioned earlier, and that is the Brawl Stars dev team may have put these birds there to catch our eye, and then we take the picture, zoom in, and then see these very discrete numbers. So I'm going to guess that May 3rd could be the date that's coming out. It might not even be the Brawl Talk. Make sure to keep in mind it could be something different. The Brawl Talk could be coming after that. It might be like another sneak peek of something coming. I'm not sure, but either way, really interesting. So the main question is, what's going to be coming out in May? And of course, we can assume that those main things that we normally get with Brawl Stars updates is going to come, such as a new brawler, probably new skins are going to be in the mix, as well as a potential new game mode, maybe a new environment, stuff like that. Normally, we can speculate and have a pretty high certainty that's going to be coming in the update. So there are a few things in the works, as you all know, that can kind of point us in the direction of what could potentially be in the May update that we normally don't get. But I'd like to point this out, a point that Kairos made in one of his most recent Brawl News episodes, and that is last year at this time in May, we got the Retropolis update where we received BB as well as a few new skins in the mix and a new environment, fun environment, one of my favorite environments in the game by far. So back to the point that Kairos made, in the Retropolis update, we were introduced to a very significant theme change that added to the whole lore of these different environments that we have in Brawl Stars. We have the pirate ship theme, we have Morris's Mortuary, we have Retropolis, and several others. So it could be fun to speculate that we're going to be getting that next big theme change to add to that setting of Brawl Stars, the connecting pieces coming together, and I think that's a lot of fun. This picture has been passed around like nobody's business, but it's that next big theme change that's on the horizon, the Arabian theme change, the desert theme, the palaces in the background. But it was a really juicy sneak peek that a lot of people can't stop talking about because it leads to that next update speculation. We can kind of predict the brawlers that could be in that theme, what maps might be changed based on like an Arabian theme or a desert theme. And again, I think we have a pretty high chance to getting this theme change for our May update based on last year's May update, a big significant setting or theme change in Brawl Stars. We'll have to see. One of my absolute favorite brawler concepts that I think would work fantastically in this next Arabian update once we actually receive it, if it is coming out in May, comes from my very good friend Ben Tim 1, his brawler concept, original brawler concept, Wally. Now we do have a little bit of a small dilemma on our hands with this Arabian theme or desert theme, whatever you'd like to call it. Whenever we get an update with a specific setting, we normally have a brawler that matches that setting. However, with these families that we have in the game, they're normally in groups of 3, and we already have a group of 3 for this specific setting, and that is Tara, Sandy, as well as Jean. So it wouldn't make sense to have a new brawler fitting into that, but I feel like this concept really adds to the lore of Brawl Stars. Maybe we'll have a first 4th family where Wally, as Ben describes, is kind of like the bandit or the bad guy of the group that's trying to steal from the palace that we see in the background where Jean, Sandy, and Tara reside. And I really love that concept. It kind of tells a story with the whole thing. So man, 4 people in a family, I will take that. Have a little storyline going into the next theme. That'd be freaking amazing. So the next thing that we can be somewhat certain is going to be arriving in this next update has something to do with the tickets being removed from Brawl Stars, as well as a possible change to the special event game modes. Not necessarily them being strictly removed from the game, as we've been told by Frank. We don't have 100% confirmation because he said that no one said they're leaving the game, but if that's the case, then we have to have some sort of system implemented in Brawl Stars for us to play that specific special event game mode that is out that weekend. Another really important thing to keep in the back of your heads about tickets is the weight of progression that came with them, and if that's going to be removed from the game, it gives me a little bit of suspicion that the next thing that's coming has to kind of match equally to that kind of progression. So it's going to be somewhat significant if that's what the Brawl Stars dev team is going with. So expect something significant to replace the ticket progression, in my opinion. And the final few things that I'd like to speculate on that I'm feeling somewhat certain that we're going to be seeing in this next update are a few skin related things. So for the very first one, and I don't think it's going to fit very well for an Arabian theme, but we're still waiting on Demonic Bow, guys, the other winner of the bow campaign in Supercell Make that we had a few months ago. We already have Horror's Bow in the game, but Demonic Bow has yet to be released in Brawl Stars, so I'm assuming that's going to be on the horizon here soon. Maybe not in this next update, but the update to come. And the final bit of speculation when it comes to skins is I believe there could be a very high chance that we get a new couple Pam skins, or maybe one Pam skin, since the last remodel that we got just recently, kind of priming it for this next update. Maybe they're developing skins along with Pam. Now that she's got a remodel, that just means in turn it's much easier for the Brawl Stars dev team to develop those skins. Maybe, if we're lucky, Egg Pam, please. So guys, next getting into the news portion of today's video, and I promise I will leave this brief. I did have quite a few things that I wanted to talk about, but we already kind of went on a pretty long tangent of speculative things for the next update, which I hope you guys are really hyped up about, and hopefully the things that we're kind of thinking might come. It's always fun when those things come true, but let's get into the news. So for the very first bit of extremely exciting news, as you can see, Frank tweeted out 4 days ago, while all your eyes are on Horror's Bow, I am beyond excited to let you know that we've just announced that Brawl Stars will be officially released in China on June 9th. The team and I cannot wait for the Chinese players to get their hands on Brawl Stars. Now this is extremely significant, as you all know, with the regulations in China. It's really hard to publish or distribute different mobile games such as Brawl Stars, but this also comes with a bit of really exciting stuff in the comments. So I was browsing on this post, seeing what people had to say about this exciting news, and I saw this tweet from Ryan. Hopefully I said that right, but he said, "Great news for Brawl. Y'all should consider bringing back Lunar New Year skins to celebrate China launch, not the arcade, the OG ones." And then Frank says, "Maybe for the Moon Festival? We'll see." So I looked up the date of the Moon Festival, which I didn't know beforehand, and it looks like it's falling on October 1st. And if this is anything like the Lunar New Year stuff, I am all for this, guys. Lunar New Year is literally my favorite time to be playing Brawl Stars. Everything looks beautiful. The skins are amazing. Every single Lunar New Year update, which has been 2, have been my favorite updates by far. It's so much fun to play Brawl Stars at that time. So imagine those old Lunar New Year skins that we all know and love coming back for a moon festival, and just imagine how cool the artwork and the music would be for a moon festival. I would absolutely love that, guys. I mean, come on, guys. The skins that we received on Lunar New Year, we got Heroin BB, Virus 8-Bit, Royal Agent Colt, Dumpling Daryl. Guys, the list goes on and on. The Lunar New Year skins are freaking epic, and any time that they can be coming back into the game for us to purchase again is, I'm all for it, basically. Please. So next, moving along to a few other smaller things that I'm sure a lot of you guys would be interested in. As you can see, this young lad F/A UIL. I'm not sure if you can even pronounce that, but he asks Frank, have you and the dev team thought about giving new features to the replay? For example, a ×2 speed, ×4 speed, ×0.5 speed feature, or a button like this. So basically, more features for the replay system that we have in Brawl Stars, being able to fast forward or save clips and share it with your friends. It would be a lot easier for YouTube videos as well as like Reddit clips and things along those lines. And as you can see, Frank responds, yes, we even have some design. It's just a matter of time at the moment. Nothing we're focusing on in the near future, but we'd love to do it. The complexity comes from the fact that our replays are quite literally the replayed battles, with every input you do recorded. Now, I've said this time and time again in a lot of my videos that the replay system in Brawl Stars is much different from like Clash of Clans or Clash Royale. They actually have to record your matches. Every single small finite detail that you're doing with your joysticks is really, really hard to replay or develop replay systems like in Clash Royale, where you can fast forward and pause and things along those lines, where in Clash Royale you just drop a troop and then it has a predetermined pathing. So if you drop it in a specific tile and you know that maybe like another unit is coming this way to push it in a certain direction, all that stuff is already programmed in the game, so it knows what's to spit back out at you. Where in Brawl Stars you actually have real people who are inputting the data in their own way. You don't have anything predetermined because you're controlling the character. So for Brawl Stars, it is much harder to develop these types of systems, but it's cool to know that the Brawl Stars dev team is trying to develop features like this, having some designs already in the pocket. So I'm really much so looking forward to something like that here coming soon. Next, moving along to another tweet by Arthur here, asking Frank, are you going to add a level road in Brawl Stars, so an experience road, in the near future? I really want to see this in game, and it looks like Frank says no intention. So I'm assuming that really popular concept inside the Brawl Stars community is going to be coming to fruition anytime soon. So not so much as something to look forward to, it's just something confirmed that don't get your hopes up about an experience road coming anytime soon. And the final bit of really exciting information I'd like to share with all of you guys, I'm not sure if a lot of you guys would be super excited about this, but I am over the moon about it. But if you guys didn't know, in this most recent like patch notes updates where they kind of update the little like glitches in the game and make the game run a bit smoother, they added the capability for Brawl Stars to be able to run on devices that have 120 hertz displays, which is so freaking cool, guys. Ever since I had the OnePlus phones in my life, I've kind of like come to realize the difference when you're jumping up in these progressions of hertz, being an Apple user my whole life and then moving up to OnePlus. Just seeing the difference is amazing. But as you can see, Frank tweeting out the different devices that work on 120 hertz. The very first one, Apple iPad Pro, all models, Asus ROG Phone 2, don't know what that is, and then the OnePlus 8 Pro, OnePlus gang, represent baby. But just really exciting, like, quality of life changes to Brawl Stars, knowing that Brawl Stars can go on 120 hertz. I find that really, really fun and exciting, and I've been enjoying my life on the OnePlus using this feature. But I thought I'd just bring that up because it is another thing coming to Brawl Stars that's really exciting. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you in today's video. It was a little bit longer, but I wanted to mix in some speculation fun in today's video as well, along with some news going on inside the community. Once again, if you guys do enjoy these types of videos, make sure to let me know with a like down below so I know to continue to do this as time goes on. Guys, I just repeated that sentence about 20 times. I'm having a brain fart. I've been doing this for 2 years. You'd think I'd be good at it by now. My goodness. But yeah, guys, make sure to let me know. I would love to continue doing these. Basically just kind of keeping you all in a loop. If you don't have like Twitter, or if you don't go really deep into the Brawl Stars community other than just playing in Brawl Stars, getting your news from there or over on Reddit and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, hopefully you all enjoyed it. And with that being said, make sure to keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we will see you in the next video. Peace out.